Have you ever wondered why some men walk into a room and the air itself seems to bend around them, as if the world is quietly anticipating their next move? It's not wealth, not inherited power, not the loud proclamations of the insecure. It is something deeper, an unshakable presence, a silent command that radiates from within. This is the mark of the Stoic, the man who has mastered himself before ever attempting to master the world. In an age of constant noise, when rivals jostle for attention and validation is traded like cheap currency, the man who moves with calm certainty is the rarest of all predators. He does not chase approval. He does not flinch at provocation. He is not immune to pain, nor does he deny the turbulence of his own emotions. Instead, he stands in the storm, eyes open, unblinking, letting the rain soak through to his bones. He knows that adversity is not the enemy, it is the crucible in which character is forged. His rivals, blinded by their own desperation, fail to see the power that comes from radical acceptance. The Stoic does not waste energy resisting what is. He does not rail against fate or curse the unfairness of fortune. He inhales the bitterness of reality and exhales serenity. Consider the boardroom, the gym, the bar at midnight. Everywhere, men compete, some with words, some with glances, some with silent, seething envy. Most are trapped by their own egos, slaves to the shifting winds of opinion. But the Stoic is different. He is the eye of the hurricane, unmoved by chaos. He knows that the loudest voice is often the weakest, that true power is not declared but demonstrated, quietly, consistently, through action and restraint. He does not need to prove himself to others because he has already proven himself to himself. You too have felt the sting of rivalry, the subtle undermining, the sideways glances, the sense that someone else is always one step ahead. Perhaps you have responded with anger or with frantic attempts to outperform, to outshine, to be noticed. But the Stoic laughs at such games. He knows that the only true rival is the self, the undisciplined mind, the restless heart, the insatiable hunger for more. Outsmarting rivals, he understands, is not about defeating them in open combat, but about transcending the petty battlefield altogether. Look closely at those who seem to win with ease. Their victories are not always what they appear. Many are tormented by insecurity, haunted by the fear of being exposed as frauds. Their triumphs are brittle, their confidence a thin veneer. The Stoic, by contrast, is rooted in something eternal. He draws strength from the ancient wisdom of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is not mere philosophy, it is a weapon, sharper than any sword. The man who embraces Stoic insight sees through the illusions that ensnare his rivals. He recognizes that envy is a poison that only harms the one who drinks it. He does not measure his worth against the fleeting successes of others. Instead, he cultivates a deep, unyielding sense of self-respect. He is not swayed by praise, nor wounded by insult. He has learned the art of ego dissolution, the ability to step outside of himself, to observe his own thoughts and feelings with detachment, and to choose his response with deliberate care. In relationships, this man is magnetic. His calmness is not the absence of feeling, but the presence of mastery. He listens more than he speaks, and when he does speak, his words land with weight. Women sense his depth, his emotional fortitude, his refusal to be manipulated by drama or seduced by superficial charm. He is not easily impressed, nor is he easily rattled. He values authenticity above approval, connection above conquest. He knows that true attraction is born not from neediness, but from abundance, a sense that one's own soul is already full. Rivals will test him. They will try to provoke, to undermine, to draw him into petty conflict. But he will not bite the bait. He knows that every attack is an opportunity to practice patience, to refine his boundaries, to deepen his composure. He does not retaliate in kind, for he understands that anger is a form of surrender. To allow another to dictate your emotional state is to hand them the keys to your kingdom. The Stoic guards his inner domain with vigilance. He chooses his battles with care, and more often than not, he wins by refusing to fight at all. Imagine the power of masculine silence, not the silence of repression, but the silence of presence. In this quiet, there is no need for validation, no hunger for applause. The Stoic's silence is not empty. It is charged with meaning, with intention, with the quiet certainty of a man who knows himself. In a world addicted to noise, this silence is both a shield and a sword. It disarms rivals, unsettles critics, and draws allies closer. The man who can sit in silence without anxiety is the man who cannot be controlled. It is not an easy path. The world will tempt you to abandon your center, to chase after every fleeting desire, to react to every slight. But the Stoic knows that emotional fortitude is built by saying no, no to distractions, no to drama, no to the endless cycle of reactivity. He practices self-mastery not as a form of self-denial, but as a form of self-respect. He understands that discipline is not a cage, but a set of wings. Only the disciplined man is truly free. There is a kind of quiet violence in this way of being, a refusal to be moved by anything but one's own deepest values. The Stoic does not seek to dominate others, but neither does he allow himself to be dominated. He moves through life with a sense of inevitability, as if he knows that all things are working in his favor, even when they appear to be falling apart. He trusts in the process, in the wisdom of hardship, in the slow alchemy of pain into power. You may be tempted to dismiss this as coldness, as emotional detachment. But look closer. The Stoic feels everything: joy, sorrow, love, loss. But he is not ruled by these feelings. He rides the waves without being drowned. He knows that suffering is inevitable, but misery is optional. He does not seek to escape discomfort, but to transform it. Every setback is a lesson, every rival a teacher, every wound a doorway to deeper strength. If you wish to outsmart your rivals, begin by mastering yourself. Study your own mind as a general studies the battlefield. Know your weaknesses, your triggers, your blind spots. Practice radical acceptance of what you cannot control and relentless action on what you can. Remember that every moment is an opportunity to practice virtue, to become more than you were yesterday. The Stoic does not wait for the perfect conditions. He creates them within himself. In the shadows of competition, where the insecure scramble for fleeting victories, the Stoic man stands apart, his presence both a challenge and an invitation. He does not broadcast his intentions, nor does he reveal his strategy. His rivals, eager to provoke or impress, find themselves disarmed by his refusal to engage in the theater of ego. They sense his power and are unsettled, for it is a power that comes not from domination, but from mastery over self. His silence is not emptiness, but a reservoir of potential, a calm before the storm that never comes. Beneath the surface, the Stoic is always watching, observing the games others play, the masks they wear, the insecurities that drive their every move. He knows that most men are prisoners of their own minds, shackled by fear of judgment and the relentless pursuit of status. They are desperate to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be envied. But the Stoic is unmoved by such cravings. He has learned through trial and error that the opinions of others are as insubstantial as mist. He does not seek to be liked, he seeks to be respected, and even that is secondary to self-respect. There is a ruthless honesty in his way of being. He does not flatter, nor does he deceive. He has no need to exaggerate his achievements or hide his failures. He meets the world as it is, and himself as he is, flawed, unfinished, yet unashamed. This radical acceptance is his armor. Where others are pierced by criticism, he remains untouched, for he has already faced his own faults in the quiet hours of solitude. He is not afraid to confront his darkness, nor to sit with his pain. He knows that true strength is born in the crucible of discomfort. To the untrained eye, this man may appear aloof, even cold. But those who look deeper see the fire within, a passion disciplined by reason, a heart that beats with purpose. He is not indifferent to the world, but he refuses to be enslaved by it. His relationships are marked by depth rather than drama, by loyalty rather than need. He draws people in not by force, but by gravity. His authenticity is magnetic. His boundaries are clear. He does not chase, nor does he cling. He allows others to come and go, knowing that what is meant for him cannot be lost. You may sense this in yourself, the yearning to be free from the endless cycle of reaction, to rise above the petty squabbles that consume so many. The Stoic path is not about suppression, but about transformation. It is about taking the raw material of your emotions, anger, jealousy, desire, and forging them into tools for growth. It is about owning your story, your scars, your failures, and refusing to let them define you. Only then can you outsmart your rivals, for you will have transcended the game itself. The Stoic man is not without ambition, but his ambition is inwardly focused. He seeks mastery over his impulses, clarity in his thinking, and integrity in his actions. He is not seduced by shortcuts or distracted by empty victories. He plays the long game, knowing that true success is measured not by external accolades, but by internal peace. He moves with patience, trusting that time will reveal all things. While others rush to seize the moment, he prepares himself to receive it. In moments of conflict, he is deliberate. He does not lash out or retreat in fear. He stands his ground, calm and unyielding like a mountain in the wind. His rivals may attempt to provoke him, to draw him into emotional turmoil, but he sees through their tactics. He knows that to react is to give away power. Instead, he responds with clarity, choosing his words and actions with care. He is not afraid to walk away from a battle that is not worth fighting, nor to stand alone when necessary. His allegiance is to principle, not popularity. This is the essence of masculine attraction, the ability to remain centered in the midst of chaos, to offer stability where others bring turbulence. Women sense this even if they cannot articulate it. They are drawn to the man who does not need them, but who chooses them. They are captivated by the mystery of his restraint, the depth of his presence, the certainty of his purpose. He does not seduce with words, but with being. His gaze is steady, his touch grounded, his intentions clear. He is not afraid to be vulnerable, but his vulnerability is a form of strength, not weakness. Rivals, sensing their own inadequacy, may attempt to undermine him. They may gossip, sabotage, or compete in ways both overt and subtle. But the Stoic does not waste energy on resentment. He recognizes that every attack is a reflection of the attacker's own insecurity. He does not stoop to their level, nor does he seek revenge. He simply continues on his path, undistracted, unbroken. In doing so, he exposes the emptiness of their efforts. His indifference is his shield, his progress, his revenge. Perhaps you have struggled with the need to prove yourself, to win every argument, to be seen as superior. The Stoic invites you to let go of these burdens. He challenges you to cultivate an inner fortress so strong that no insult can breach it, no praise can inflate it. He urges you to find fulfillment in the process of becoming, rather than in the fleeting approval of others. This is not a path for the faint of heart. It requires courage, discipline, and relentless honesty. But it is the only path that leads to true freedom. In the heat of battle, when emotions run high and the stakes seem insurmountable, the Stoic remains cool. He has trained himself to pause, to breathe, to observe his own reactions before acting. He knows that mastery over self is the highest form of victory. Others may win the skirmish, but he wins the war. For he has learned that the greatest enemy is not outside, but within. The undisciplined mind, the unexamined life, the unrestrained ego. So, when you find yourself facing rivals, whether in love, in business, or in the silent competitions of daily life, remember the Stoics' example. Do not be drawn into battles that do not serve you. Do not measure yourself by the standards of those who do not know you. Instead, cultivate an inner world so rich, so resilient, that nothing outside can disturb your peace. Let your actions speak for you. Let your silence unsettle those who seek to shake you. Let your presence be your power. There is a moment, often unspoken, sometimes unnoticed, when a man's rivals realize they cannot reach him. It is not because he has withdrawn, nor because he has hidden himself away. Rather, it is because he has transcended the realm of their conflict. The Stoic man no longer plays by the rules of those who are ruled by their emotions. He is a living paradox, deeply engaged with life, yet utterly detached from its outcomes. His focus is not on victory, but on virtue. He does not seek to conquer others, but to conquer himself again and again, with every sunrise. The world tests him relentlessly. In the eyes of his rivals, there is always a challenge, an unspoken dare to react, to defend, to retaliate. Yet the Stoic greets these tests with a calm curiosity. He views every affront as a mirror, every insult as a lesson. Rather than bristle with indignation, he asks, "What does this reveal about me? What weakness has this exposed? What strength has it called forth?" He is a student of his own psyche, endlessly refining his understanding, never satisfied with easy answers. This self-scrutiny is not self-loathing, it is the highest form of self-respect. In the arena of masculine attraction, this quality is rare and unmistakable. Women are drawn to the man who is unafraid to look within, who does not flinch from the truth of his own heart. They sense the difference between bravado and bravery, between bluster and backbone. The Stoic does not need to announce his worth. It is felt in the way he moves, the way he listens, the way he remains unshaken when others falter. He offers a harbor in the storm, a presence that reassures without words. His emotional fortitude is not a wall, but a foundation, solid, enduring, and quietly inviting. Rivals, sensing their own impotence in the face of such composure, may redouble their efforts. They may escalate, seeking to draw blood to force a reaction, to prove they can break him. But the Stoic remains unmoved. He does not confuse passivity with weakness, nor does he mistake aggression for strength. He understands that true power lies in restraint, the ability to choose not to engage, not to be baited, not to be manipulated. He is the master of his own narrative, the author of his own fate. You too can feel this power stirring within you. It is the voice that whispers in moments of temptation, "You are more than this impulse." It is the quiet confidence that grows each time you choose discipline over indulgence, clarity over confusion, purpose over pettiness. The Stoic path is not about denying your desires, but about aligning them with your highest values. It is about recognizing that every moment offers a choice, to be ruled by circumstance or to rise above it. The Stoics' rivals, for all their bluster, are often slaves to circumstance. Their moods rise and fall with the tides of fortune. They are elated when praised, despondent when criticized. Their sense of self is fragile, dependent on the shifting opinions of others. The Stoic, by contrast, is anchored. He knows that external validation is a mirage, a fleeting shadow that can never satisfy the soul. He has tasted the emptiness of applause, the bitterness of envy, and found them wanting. He has chosen instead the steady nourishment of self-mastery. This is not an easy choice. The world will tempt you to abandon your center, to chase after every shiny distraction, to measure yourself by the standards of those who do not share your values. But the Stoic knows that true success is not found in the approval of others, but in the quiet certainty of a well-lived life. He does not seek to impress, but to express, to bring forth the fullness of his character in every action, every word, every silence. In the realm of relationships, this approach is transformative. The Stoic does not pursue love as a means of validation, nor does he fear its loss. He loves deeply, but without attachment. He gives freely, but without expectation. He knows that to love is to risk, but he accepts this risk with open eyes and an open heart. He is not diminished by rejection, nor inflated by acceptance. His sense of worth is rooted in his own being, not in the fleeting affections of others. His rivals may mock this detachment, mistaking it for coldness. But the wise see it for what it is, a profound strength, a refusal to be enslaved by longing or by loss. The Stoic is not unfeeling, he is unbroken. He feels the full range of human emotion, but he does not drown in it. He allows himself to grieve, to celebrate, to hope, but always returns to his center. He is the calm at the heart of the storm, the stillness beneath the waves. You have felt the pull of this stillness, the longing for a peace that cannot be shaken by circumstance. The Stoic invites you to cultivate it, to make it your own. Begin with small acts of discipline, a moment of silence before speaking, a pause before reacting, a breath before deciding. Notice the urge to defend, to explain, to justify. Let it pass. Trust that your worth is not up for debate, that your value is not contingent on the opinions of those who do not know your soul. In time, this discipline becomes a habit, and the habit becomes a way of being. You find yourself less reactive, more deliberate, more at ease in your own skin. The games of rivalry lose their allure, and you become immune to the manipulations of those who seek to unsettle you. Your rivals sense this change, and some will fall away, unable to provoke a response. Others will be drawn to your steadiness, seeking the secret of your composure. But the secret is not a technique, nor a strategy. It is a way of seeing, a way of being, a way of living. Let this be your advantage, the quiet, unassailable strength of a man who has mastered himself. Let your rivals exhaust themselves in pursuit of shadows, while you cultivate the substance of character. Let your actions speak for you, your silence unsettle those who seek to shake you. Let your presence be your power. In the silent theatre of rivalry, where words are weapons and glances are daggers, the Stoic man is both participant and observer. He moves with purpose, each gesture measured, each decision weighed against the scale of his values. He is not hurried by the urgency of others, nor is he distracted by the spectacle of their ambition. His rivals, sensing his detachment, grow uneasy. They cannot read him, cannot predict him, cannot draw him into their chaos. This is his edge, the inscrutable calm that unsettles and attracts in equal measure. To those who watch closely, his power seems effortless, but it is anything but accidental. It is the result of relentless self-examination, of nights spent wrestling with doubt, of mornings begun in quiet resolve. The Stoic man has learned that the greatest battles are fought within. He has faced the tempest of his own ego and emerged with a rare humility, the humility to accept what he cannot control and the courage to change what he can. This humility is not weakness, it is the foundation of unbreakable confidence. He knows that every rival is, in truth, a mirror, reflecting back the places where he is still reactive, still uncertain, still unfinished. Rather than resent these reflections, he welcomes them. Each encounter is an opportunity to grow, to refine, to become more formidable. He does not compete for the sake of victory alone, but for the sake of evolution. He is not interested in fleeting triumphs, but in lasting transformation. You may have felt the sting of comparison, the urge to measure your progress against that of another. The Stoic warns against this trap. Comparison is the thief of joy, the architect of envy, the destroyer of contentment. The only true measure is the distance you have traveled from your former self. Do not let the noise of others drown out the quiet voice within. Do not let the pace of others dictate your own. Move at your own rhythm, guided by your own compass, anchored in your own truth. The Stoics' rivals, for all their cunning, are often undone by their own impatience. They mistake aggression for strength, volume for authority, conquest for worth. They are quick to boast, quick to anger, quick to despair. Their victories are loud but shallow, their defeats catastrophic. The Stoic, by contrast, is slow to speak, slow to judge, slow to quit. He is not swayed by the highs or the lows, but remains steady, unyielding, resolute. His resilience is his secret weapon, his ability to endure what others cannot. In relationships, this resilience is magnetic. Women sense the depth of his character, the steadiness of his presence, the unwavering certainty of his intentions. He is not afraid to be alone, nor does he fear intimacy. He offers himself fully without pretense or apology, and in doing so invites others to do the same. His boundaries are clear, his standards high, his devotion fierce. He does not settle for less than authenticity, nor does he demand more than what is freely given. Rivals may attempt to undermine this confidence, to sow seeds of doubt, to erode the foundation of his self-worth. But the Stoic is immune to such tactics. He knows that self-worth cannot be given or taken by another. It must be cultivated from within. He is not seduced by flattery, nor wounded by criticism. He receives both with the same equanimity, knowing that neither defines him. His sense of self is rooted in something deeper than opinion, something more enduring than reputation. You may find yourself tested by rivals who question your competence, by lovers who test your resolve, by circumstances that challenge your composure. The Stoic invites you to welcome these tests, to see them not as obstacles, but as invitations. Each challenge is a chance to practice patience, to deepen your understanding, to strengthen your resolve. Do not shrink from adversity, embrace it. Do not fear discomfort, seek it, for it is in the crucible of challenge that true character is forged. The Stoic man is not without fear, but he is not ruled by it. He acknowledges his anxieties, his uncertainties, his vulnerabilities, but he does not allow them to dictate his actions. He acts in spite of fear, not in denial of it. This is true courage, not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. He knows that every rival, every setback, every heartbreak is a lesson in disguise, a teacher sent to reveal the places where he still has work to do. In the eyes of his rivals, he is an enigma, a man who cannot be provoked, cannot be manipulated, cannot be broken. They may try to unsettle him, to draw him into conflict, to expose a weakness. But he remains unmoved not because he is indifferent, but because he has chosen a higher path. He has learned that the only battles worth fighting are those that lead to growth, that the only victories worth winning are those that bring peace. You, too, can walk this path. Begin by mastering your mind, by observing your thoughts, by questioning your assumptions. Practice silence, not as a retreat, but as a discipline. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Let your presence be felt before you ever speak. Cultivate patience, resilience, humility, and courage. These are the qualities that will set you apart, that will make you formidable in the eyes of your rivals, irresistible in the eyes of those who matter. In the end, the Stoic knows that success is not a destination, but a journey, a continual process of becoming, of refining, of transcending. He does not seek to outshine others, but to outgrow himself. His rivals may chase after shadows, but he pursues substance. He is not distracted by the noise of the world, for he has found music in the silence within. In the quiet aftermath of every contest, when the noise has faded and the crowd has dispersed, the Stoic man remains unchanged. He does not gloat in victory, nor does he wallow in defeat. His sense of self is not tethered to outcomes, but to the unwavering process of growth. He understands that every encounter, every rivalry, every test is simply another step on the path to mastery. This is the paradox of true strength. The more you detach from the need to prove yourself, the more undeniable your presence becomes. The less you crave validation, the more respect you command. Rivals, sensing this, may try harder to pierce your composure. Their efforts become frantic, desperate, even self-destructive. But you, anchored in your own purpose, remain serene. You are not competing with them, you are competing with who you were yesterday. The Stoic's life is a series of practices. Self-reflection. Each night, he reviews his actions, not to judge, but to learn. He asks, where did I act from fear? Where did I act from strength? What can I do better tomorrow? Radical acceptance. He does not waste energy wishing things were different. He accepts reality, then acts with clarity and intention. Deliberate speech and action. He speaks only when necessary, and his words carry weight. He does not promise what he cannot deliver, nor does he threaten what he will not do. Resilience in adversity. When setbacks come, and they always do, he does not collapse. He adapts, he endures, he grows. In relationships, this discipline is transformative. The Stoic man is not easily swayed by passion or by pressure. He loves deeply, but without losing himself. He gives, but does not enable. He listens, but does not absorb toxicity. His boundaries are a gift to himself and to those who enter his life. Women feel safe in his presence, not because he shelters them from the world, but because he stands firm within it. His steadiness is a sanctuary, his integrity a beacon. Rivals may never understand this power. They may see only the surface, your calm, your restraint, your refusal to engage in petty conflict, and mistake it for weakness or passivity. But those who look deeper will sense the truth. Your silence is not emptiness, but depth. Your patience is not hesitation, but confidence. Your indifference to drama is not coldness, but wisdom. You will be tested. There will be moments when the old patterns beckon, the urge to defend, to lash out, to prove your worth. In these moments, remember the Stoics' creed. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Let your rivals exhaust themselves in the pursuit of shadows. Let your actions, your restraint, your presence speak for you. In the end, the man who masters himself is the only one who cannot be defeated. This is the quiet violence of Stoic masculinity, a refusal to be moved by anything but your own values, a discipline so deep it radiates outward, unsettling the insecure and inspiring the worthy, a calm so profound it becomes its own form of power. You have walked this far. The next step is yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Also, make sure to hit the notification bell so you won't miss any of my upcoming videos. Thanks again for your support and see you in the next video.